On this training, I'm going to show you direct mail recruiting secrets, how to use the mail as a secret recruiting weapon for any opportunity. So what is direct mail recruiting? Well, direct mail is using physical mail to contact prospects. And specifically, I'm talking about lower cost postcards to get prospects' attention. Postcards drive interested prospects to a website to capture the lead, present your opportunity, and then continue following up. So why use direct mail to recruit? Well, number one, you can target opportunity buyers, not seekers. Online, there's just an absolute ton of freebie seekers and curiosity seekers checking out every opportunity. They're opting into every single lead capture page, and pretty soon you've got a list of hundreds or thousands or even tens of thousands of these curiosity seekers. Well, the direct mail, you can actually rent lists of opportunity buyers, people that aren't just seekers, but they've actually paid money to get into various opportunities, and they're looking for that next exciting opportunity to join. This is something that it's very hard to do online, but you can do it easily in direct mail. Another reason why it's unique. Very few others are using direct mail to recruit people into their opportunity. And so when you have postcards available for your team members or you're using postcards yourself, it can be very powerful and unique. It can set you apart from everyone else. Direct mail also gets noticed. With fewer and fewer things in the mail, when somebody gets that full color, eye-catching postcard, that can be very, very exciting and interesting. Whereas, people's email inbox are overflowing with thousands and thousands of brand new messages every single day. Direct mail gets noticed. Another reason why I recommend using direct mail is it creates a constant flow of red-hot buyer leads. So every single month you can have brand new postcards sent out in the mail, and automatically within days you can be getting these red hot buyer leads of people who are really seriously interested in joining your opportunity. Another reason why direct mail is great, it shortcuts the marketing process for new members. I'm going to show you a way where you can actually get new members into the mail very simply so that they can start reaching these opportunity buyers and start getting some amazing high quality prospects and new referrals. And then finally, the last reason to use direct mail to recruit, it can create viral duplication because you yourself can start using postcards to market your opportunity. And as those postcards work and you bring in 5, 10, 20 people, well, those 5, 10, or 20 people can also use your same postcards and brand new lists that go up all the time to start promoting themselves. Then all of a sudden you've got more people coming in who also want to use the postcards. Then those postcards bring in even more people, and this really can create viral duplication. I've been in opportunities where postcards have generated thousands and thousands of people on a team. So direct mail is highly, highly recommended. So here's the direct mail recruiting system overview that I'm going to go over during this training. First, we need to talk about creating the eye-catching opportunity postcard. Then we'll talk about the direct mail list, which is important. You've got to have the best list possible. Then we'll talk about how to set up a simple postcard ordering process so that your team members can very easily purchase postcards. And then we'll talk about the follow-up process for new leads, because as the postcard starts generating these new high-quality leads, you want to make sure that you follow up with them on a regular basis to convert them from leads into actual referrals into your opportunity. So let's talk about creating a converting postcard. If you're going to really succeed with direct mail marketing, you need a colorful, eye-catching postcard that teases your prospect just enough to get them to want to take the next step. And I'm going to go over some do's and don'ts here in just a moment, but this is really key. You have to have an eye-catching postcard, something that really pops out at somebody in their mail that just teases them enough, gets them excited enough, just enough to want to take the next step. And the next step in many cases is going online to find out more information. And that's what we want to get the postcard to do. Take a few of the best prospects from some of these buyer lists and turn them into red-hot leads interested in your opportunity. And we do that with a really high-quality, eye-catching postcard. So let me give you a few examples of postcards that have worked in the past and done very, very well. Here's one where the back says, learn how to make $1,000 over and over again, prepare to be shocked. Now this is a postcard that was actually handed out instead of mailed, but you can see all it would take is adding an address section to the part that's red and black, and you would immediately have a mailable postcard. You just move that copy up and put a white address area there where you can actually put labels or have mailing addresses imprinted directly onto the postcard, and boom, you've got a postcard that you can mail out instead of hand out. Now on the other section, the other side, you see it's colorful, but the color is one color. It's yellow with black print. And this is an example of a postcard that has done very, very well in the past. Here's one that actually does get mailed out instead of handed out, and you see the address side over here on the left-hand side, and then you see the back over here on the right-hand side. And please feel free to pause this video at any point to actually read some of the copy, because things like the headline and the success stories here really get people excited to want to take the next step. So for example, over here on the left-hand side, it says millions of dollars have already been paid to members who've watched our webinar. Well, that's going to get people excited to watch a webinar, right? And so on this side of the card, and of course I've blocked out the information, but it actually sends them to a website where they can actually see the webinar. And then on the other side, it said, discover the secret that set us free. So these are all pictures of people who are testimonials. These are all the people that have made money with the opportunity. And then it says under their pictures, if you are looking for a proven, reliable, and simple way to make money, you must see this. Shocking video success stories and solid proof on this website. And then obviously the arrows point down to that website address. It also includes an 800 number there, which I don't always recommend, but usually what happens if you put a phone number on there, and it is a toll-free number, people in some cases will pick it up. It's usually a recorded message, and that will direct people back to the website address. Now, if I was putting a phone number of any sort on a postcard, I would say, or call this 24-hour recorded hotline message, because that makes people feel more secure in actually picking up the phone and dialing a number. Otherwise, they think they're going to get a live operator that's going to try to hard sell them on an opportunity. But this is a converting postcard that's done very, very well, and it uses a lot of proof and a lot of curiosity. People are curious. And remember, that's all we want the postcard to do. It needs to be eye-catching. It needs to pop out in the mail so that it makes them want to read it, and then it creates enough curiosity that it makes them want to go to the next step. And then here's another one. This one actually uses a lot of personalization, so I left the personalization on this card. But it personalizes the card with my name, and then my name is also included in the website address. This takes it to the next level because people are very curious about why their name is on this website address. And when they type in the full website address with their name, that name is then pulled through onto the website itself. So this is another one of those high converting postcards. And you see, again, this is something that's eye-catching because the black background really makes the red, the yellow, and the white, and the graphic pop off that postcard. So when people see this black postcard with all this bright print on it, what's going to happen? They're going to get curious. What is this about? Then they're going to read it, and it has a lot of curiosity factors on this postcard. I highly recommend pausing this video so you can read the postcard for yourself, because you'll see you don't have any clue what it's actually promoting, but it's teasing you about a way to make money. And the only way you can find out more about it is if you go to this website and check it out. So this postcard really does exactly what you want it to do. It's eye-catching, it's attention-getting, and it creates a ton of curiosity, making you want to go to the website to check out what it's all about. So here's some postcard don'ts. Don't try to sell on the postcard. The postcard is not for selling. You're not going to close any sales on a very small postcard. It's not for selling at all. You just want to tease. Don't give any pricing or cost details. You don't want to turn people off on the postcard. You don't want to say, hey, it's only $1,000 to sign up or only $500 to sign up. People will pitch it in the trash before you've given them the opportunity to explain the value they're going to get for the amount of money that you're ultimately going to ask for. Don't direct people directly to a sales letter or a video sales letter. There's another process we want to put in before you actually try to pitch them, and I'll talk about that here in the next slide. Don't direct people to an order page. I've seen some people try to sell everything on the postcard, and then they say, click here to go to the order page and direct people to a website order page, and you're just not going to get sales from a postcard. This is a multi-stepped sales process. So just let the postcard do what it is meant to do, and that's to get somebody to raise their hand, be interested enough to go to the website to get more information. Postcard is just to get their attention, to wake them up, to get them to take that next step. And then the next step is your website selling process that actually turns that interested lead into an actual buyer. And then finally, don't give too many ways to respond. I think I showed one of the first postcards there said, here's a website, here's a phone number, then email me, then phone me. It's a little too many ways to get information. If you want people to take an action, just give them one, at the most 2 actions to take, but I highly recommend just giving them one, and in many cases, that one recommended action would be a website address to go to. Postcard do's. Do tease what the prospect will see when they respond. Just tease them. Don't tell them what they're going to see, tease them, right? Build that curiosity, build that interest, get them excited about what they're going to see if they take that next step. Do show proof and results by others. So I showed you one postcard where it was just all these graphics of people that were successful in a particular opportunity, but didn't tell you what the opportunity was. To find out what the opportunity was, you had to go to the website address. People want to know how other people are making money. And so when they see proof and success stories and testimonials and people getting results, especially people that look like them, then they want to go check out more information. Do use exciting, curiosity-building copy. You want to have some great copy there. And if you get a lot of emails in your inbox, you probably see a lot of really great copy. Or if you see a lot of websites with different marketing opportunities or network marketing opportunities or top-tier opportunities, you've probably already seen a lot of great copies. So you probably have a basic idea of how to write really good copy. Next, you want to direct people to a lead capture page. Remember before I said don't send people to an order form and don't send people directly to a sales letter or a video sales letter? Before you send people to any of that information, you want to direct people to a lead capture page. A lot of people will not purchase the very first time they see anything. So if you want to have the opportunity to follow up with them, and I'll talk about follow-up later on in this training video, you want to make sure that you capture that lead's information. So when you're sending people to any type of website, make sure you're sending them to a lead capture page where they actually have to enter in, at minimum, their email address. And that way you have the opportunity to contact them again and again and again with different information about your opportunity. And then finally, do give them just 1 or 2 ways to get more information. Don't overwhelm them with 50 different ways to get information. A website address and maybe a phone number is enough. So now let's talk about the 3 main parts of your postcard. And it's really very simple to do this. Yes, you can get fancy with colors and graphics and all that type of stuff, but there's really just 3 main parts of a really high converting postcard. You've got your headline, which really needs to jump off the postcard and hit their hot buttons. You need some body copy that really teases what they're going to see, and then a call to action. And a call to action really tells them, look, now you need to do X. Now you need to go to a website, or now you need to pick up the phone and call this phone number. So, postcard headlines. What I recommend that you do if you are part of any opportunity that already has a marketing system or a lead capture page, borrow the headline from that lead capture page. If you're sending them to an existing lead capture page from the company or the system, simply borrow the headline from the lead capture page. Now, if you're using a system that converts like crazy and has a great headline, this is an awesome opportunity for you. You're just going to take that exact same headline from that lead capture page you already have or the company's marketing system, and you're going to use that for your postcard. The reason why you want to do that in many cases is because you want there to be congruency between the postcard and the website, so that when somebody sees the headline on the postcard and they go to the website, they see that exact same offer, that exact same benefit. And so being able to match those up is really great. Now, if you've got maybe a lead capture page that for some reason doesn't have a headline, or maybe you've got a company system that has a place for you to capture the lead, but it just doesn't have any really great copy, you can actually use this fill in the blanks template. It's a very simple template. It's one a lot of copywriters use, and the template is this: how you can get big benefit, whatever the big benefit your prospects want, without painful obstacle. I'm going to show you what this looks like in actual practice. Here's some example headlines using this template. So here would be one: how to make a full-time income, that's the big benefit, in just 17 minutes a day. That's another additional benefit, because now you're able to make a full-time income in a small amount of money, where most people are making a full-time income in 40 hours a week. Now you're able to make a full-time income in just 17 minutes a day without the painful obstacle. A lot of people in opportunities think, I got to talk to people, right? Well, you're saying without talking to anyone. Is that going to get somebody interested? Is that going to get somebody curious about what an opportunity is? Absolutely. Here's another one. And this is actually one I like to use if you've got a particular success story in your marketing system or on your lead capture page, is borrowing the story from that success story or that testimonial and use it in your headline. And here's one: how a Kansas housewife made $192,118 in the last 90 days without recruiting or personal selling. If you put that as a headline on a postcard with a picture of the Kansas housewife and a little bit of body copy and say, see her full story here with a website address, and then when they go to that website, it has information on this Kansas housewife and exactly the system she used, I mean, you're going to be getting a ton of people going from the postcard to the website, and then people opting into the website to see the full story of this system or the opportunity that she used to make so much money in such a small amount of time. So these type of postcard headlines can work very, very well. But again, I highly recommend, if you're using a marketing system or an existing lead capture page from your company or your opportunity, you simply borrow the headline from that, because you want the headline from your postcard to match as closely as possible the headline on the page that you're sending them to. Next, in the body copy, you want to include postcard benefits. So you want to ask yourself, what is the end result someone wants? And that's what you're really going to be talking about on the postcard. People talk about features all the time. Well, you're going to get this and this and this and this. You're going to get, a replicated website, and you're going to get, 14 packages of the weight loss shake, and you're going to get all this stuff. Those are all features. Nobody gets excited about those type of features. What people get excited about are benefits. What's the benefit of this? What's the end result someone really wants? So a benefit would be something like getting automatic signups 24 hours a day without talking to anyone. I mean, you can talk about a replicated website. That's not exciting. But what does a replicated website do? Well, it creates automatic signups 24 hours a day without having to talk to anyone. And that's the end result that somebody wants. If you ask somebody, do you want a replicated website, or would you prefer a way to get automatic signups 24 hours a day without ever having to talk or sell to anybody? I mean, obviously they're going to want one, the automatic signups, over the other, the replicated website. Another benefit is make $1,000 per referral. So if the fast start bonus is $1,000, or you're getting 100% commissions, or whatever your compensation plan is, whatever the money is, include information about that. The money that people can make is a benefit. And so include that information. You can even include some success stories of other people and the amount of money that they have made on the postcard as well. But that can get people really excited to know more about the opportunity that you're presenting on the postcard. And then finally, you want the postcard call to action. Now, a call to action is simply the next step you want the prospect to take. And again, in many cases, you want them to go to a website or maybe pick up the phone and listen to a 24-hour recorded hotline. So these are 3 very simple call to actions that you can use on a postcard. First one is see the full story on my website. So that's easy. The next one is call my 24-hour recorded hotline for the full story. If you use any phone numbers on a postcard at all, I would make sure that they're pre-recorded. People don't want to pick up the phone usually and talk to a live individual just to get information. They don't want to be sold. They want to have a safe way to get more information without anybody trying to sell them. So if you have a phone number, make sure it's got pre-recorded information, and then don't just tell people to call your phone number. Make sure that you specify it's a 24-hour recorded hotline. That way they know at any time, 24 hours a day, they can pick up the phone, and they're only going to be listening to a recorded hotline. And in many cases, what the recorded hotline does is it has usually some success stories and testimonials from people using the opportunity or the system, whatever you're involved in. And then usually that would direct them to a website address where they can actually enter their information to get more information about the opportunity. And then the final call to action, which I've used quite a bit, is free video shows you blank. So free video shows you the six-figure system. Free video shows you how these people made $1 million. Free video shows you the secret insider method for making a full-time income in just 17 minutes a day. So these are very simple call to actions, but if you've done a good job with an attention-getting headline, a few benefits in the postcard, and then you direct people to take another action, which is usually, again, going to a website or calling a 24-hour recorded hotline, you can have a very high converting postcard. And it doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to be eye-catching, colorful and eye-catching. And with this information, it can be very high converting. So now that you've written out some of the copy, how can you have your postcard designed? Well, if you have design skills, you can obviously do it yourself, but if you don't, you can hire freelance designers on freelance sites. So all you would do is you go to some of these freelance websites, and they have designers, and I've used these freelance websites for years and years because they have some just amazing postcard designers and flyer designers on these websites. But you simply go to these various freelance websites and just look up postcard design or marketing design. And these sites include Fiverr.com, Upwork.com, Freelancer.com, or Guru.com. And believe me, you're going to have people bidding on your postcard design, and you can get a really great postcard done, both sides, graphics included, full color, ready, sent back to you in PDF that you can send to any printer for very, very cheap. I mean, I don't want to specify any prices here because I'm not sure when you're watching this video, but definitely, affordable for anybody in any opportunity, especially somebody who's really focused on building up their team, can absolutely afford to have the postcard design. And then the great thing about it is, you can literally have thousands or tens of thousands of that postcard printed and mailed by people on your team and make an absolute ton of money with a little bit of money spent on having really the best eye-catching postcard designed. Now this is really important. Once you have your postcard done, it's finished, you want to make sure that you find the right mailing list. And you want to try to find buyer lists over responder lists. Obviously, a buyer list is somebody who's already purchased an opportunity in the past. Responder list is somebody who's just responded to an offer but maybe hasn't purchased it. Now, obviously, the easiest way is just to go to Google or any of the search engines that you use and search business opportunity mailing lists. And because the business opportunity market is so massive, you're going to find dozens and dozens and dozens of companies that are offering business opportunity mailing lists. Again, when you're looking at these lists, make sure you're looking for buyer lists over just responder lists or opportunity seeker lists. And you're going to see that there's both out there, but specifically look for buyer lists. Now, I've also included a few companies here on the slide that do offer business opportunity mailing lists. And you can pause this video, write those down, check them out. They do offer business opportunity mailing lists at the time of this recording. Some companies come in and out of this industry, so I'm not guaranteeing while you're watching this that all of these are currently selling business opportunity lists, but at the time of this recording they were. And I also want you to know this is not an endorsement of any list company or guarantee of list quality. You want to make sure that you test all lists with a small initial purchase first to verify the quality of the names. So, get 100, 500, 1,000 names first and test the postcard with those names and see what happens. Every time, and I've been doing direct mail now many years, and every single time that I try every brand new list, I know it's a test. Even when those new lists come from, great mailing houses that have supplied me with lists for years and years, and they come highly recommended, that's all great and good, but I know that my direct mail piece to that particular list every time, especially when it's brand new, is going to be a test. And so that's why I don't test the entire list. I just test a section of it, 100, 500, 1,000, whatever the minimum amount I can test is. And then we just see what happens with that particular postcard. And if it works great, then obviously we scale up and we mail to that list, and we keep that list on our good list, our good names list. And if it doesn't, well, then we put it to the side and we don't use that list again. So it's going to be a constant testing, but this gives you an idea of some companies that you can work with. And the great thing about these companies is they make a lot of their money through repeat sales. So a lot of these companies that sell business opportunity lists aren't going to sell you garbage because they want you to come back and buy more and more and more lists. So they're going to try to make sure that you always have the best, freshest lists so that you're going to come back and buy over and over and over again. All right, now that you've got the postcard and you've got a list source, next you're going to want to sell postcards to your team. So you're going to want to have your team members buy chunks of 500 postcards mailed out to these mailing lists, or 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000, right? So you want to set up a selling process to be able to sell postcards to your team. Now there's two ways you can do it. You can go simple, and the simple way is this. Simply send an email out to your team saying, hey, we're offering postcards promoting our opportunity that we can have printed and mailed for you for X amount of dollars. So what you do is you get the pricing. You figure out with your direct mail house, and we'll give you some of that information here in a second, but you figure out with your direct mail house what the cost of the printing is going to be, what the cost of the list is going to be, and what the cost of the postage is going to be. And that's going to give you an idea of what you're going to need to charge per postcard. And then you're going to multiply that times however many postcards an individual wants to purchase, 500, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, whatever. Now, I know some people that offer postcards to their teams also add in a processing fee per postcard. So they'll add, a couple of cents or 5 cents per postcard added to every single postcard, and obviously multiplied out times 500 or 1,000. It's just enough to pay you back for having to go through the process of working with the direct mail house and the mailing list company to have the postcards printed and mailed out. So instead of it being a break even, a wash, where you're not getting paid for your effort, even though you're having to put in work to get the postcards printed and mailed out, you're actually making a little bit of money, but really it's just paying you back for your time. And ultimately you're going to get paid back as your team grows from all those postcards being sent out. But when you first start out, the easiest way to do it is simply just send an email to your team letting them know that you've got postcards available to them in these packages, and I would suggest probably, at the lowest amount, maybe 500, just so you've got committed people that, really want to mail out postcards. So 500, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. If you want to do a smaller amount, that's up to you. You can do 250 or 100. And then let them know what the amount is per postcard package, and then send them a PayPal order link where they can actually purchase those number of postcards. And then all that's going to happen is they're going to click the link, buy the postcards. You're going to get in touch with them, get their order, get their replicated website link, and you're going to put that on the postcard. And again, you can have the website designer do that for you. So you can go back to the person you got from Fiverr or one of the other websites, and you can have them put the website address on each one of those individual PDFs that you're ultimately going to send to the printer. Or if you have the ability to do that in-house, then you just do it yourself, and it saves you a lot of money and time as well. Now, a more complex way to do it, and this is how, when people really get into postcard mailing and use it as a primary way that they promote their opportunity, most people get to the point where they have a postcard selling web page. And again, it's really a very simple process. You know, people either do or don't want postcards, so you don't have to really sell people on it. So it can be a simple one-page web page with a headline, the ordering process, and the ordering information, and that's it. And you can use software like Optimize Press or ClickFunnels or Lead Pages, and you can find all of those and many, many more web page builders out there on the internet by searching Google or any of the other search engines. Then to make your payment process a little bit simpler and look a little bit better, you can use an order form and a processing system like JVZoo, which has a free setup. Now they will charge you a little fee per sale, so you got to make sure you account for the processing charge they're going to charge you per sale, but they will actually give you the order form that you can use and connect to your PayPal so that you can give people an order form for each postcard package that you're selling. So it's just another way to do it, and if you're not that internet savvy, I wouldn't mess with that at first. I'd stick with just an email to a PayPal order link and make it simple for yourself. This is an example of one of the systems that I'm in. We have postcards in our back office, and this shows you just exactly how simple getting postcards is. As you can see at the top of the page, it just says, "Place your card order here, Jeff," and this pulls information from the system. So I just would fill in my billing information, my postcard information, and that's a little drop down in the middle of the page that says card quantity. So I can get 1,000, or I think I can get 500 or 5,000 or even 10,000. And then over on the right hand side, I could mouse over those little graphics and it would actually show me a picture of the postcard. People like to see pictures of the postcard that they're going to purchase. Then I'd enter my credit card information, click place order, and boom, the process would be started. This just gives you an idea of how simple it can be to create a one-page form where you can actually start selling postcards to your team. Now you can also get involved in done-for-you options. There are actually print and mail companies out there that will design your postcard for you. They have the mailing lists already, and they will print and mail and stamp the postcards to the lists for you automatically, and all the money will be processed through them. So they really take all the heavy lifting off your shoulders and give you the opportunity to have a postcard marketing system with any opportunity very quickly. So you can obviously find a direct mail house that gets lists, print postcards, applies names to postcards and mail for you. And a couple different ways to do that is by searching Google for either direct mail house or search Google for print and mail postcard service. Now obviously you're going to want to find a direct mail house that does everything for you. And again, they need to get the list, the opportunity list, they need to print the postcards, they need to apply the names to the postcards, and that can either be labels or direct imprint, and then they need to be able to mail them for you. And preferably, you want them to also take the money as well. That way, you're not taking the money and then trying to forward the money to them for the fulfillment. If they can take the money as well, that's awesome. Now there is one company that I've noticed, and I know there's other companies that do this as well, but this is one company that actually do the printing and mailing for you, and they're on this slide. So at the time that I'm recording this, they do the printing and mailing for opportunity companies and for top tier companies and network marketing opportunities. So check with them, see if they have the opportunity to work with you where they can do the all done for you printing, labeling, and mailing for you for the postcards. Now, once you've got postcards in the mail, guess what's going to happen? You're going to start getting leads. You're going to start getting people getting the postcards. They're going to be interested and excited about what they're reading on the postcard, and they're going to go to the website address and they're going to enter their information in the lead capture page. And this is really key because the fortune is in the follow-up. So many people don't buy on the first contact. So you need to have the ability to follow up with your prospects over and over and over again with different information. I'll talk about that here in just a moment. So your company, your opportunity, your network marketing opportunity, top tier, whatever opportunity you're involved in, should already have a lead capture page and an autoresponder that follows up with your leads for you. Now, if they don't, guess what? You're in luck. Because if you're watching this video training, you should be part of Power Lead System. What comes with Power Lead System? Amazing lead capture pages and autoresponders. And so you can already have lead capture pages and autoresponders that you can use that your team can also use as well. In fact, you can actually go into Power Lead System and customize lead capture pages for your particular opportunity. And there's done for you emails in the autoresponder that can also promote your particular opportunity. So you've got something that every single person on your team can use, and as people on your team sign up for Power Lead System, it also becomes another income source for you as well. So you're going to want to drive all the traffic to a lead capture page. Why do you want to do this? You want to do this because you need to build a list so you can follow up with your prospects. Because again, not all prospects will buy from their first contact. So you're going to send out postcards. Those postcards are going to go out to opportunity buyers. A percentage of those people are going to be interested enough to go to the website address. The website that they're going to is a lead capture page where they have to enter in their information, and at minimum, they enter in their email address. And then once they enter in their information, they should go to a video sales letter or a sales letter or some sort of an opportunity presentation where they have the opportunity to check out what you're offering them and either sign up or not. Now, if they sign up, that's great. If they don't sign up, though, that doesn't mean they're not interested. It just means they're not interested now. And so you want to have the opportunity to contact them over and over again and follow up with them and turn them from an interested prospect into an active buyer. And so here's some important lead follow-up secrets that I've used to turn prospects into buyers, especially when I'm using postcards. So what you want to do is you want to think that the prospect didn't purchase because they have some objections. So they checked out your opportunity, they watched the presentation, and in their mind there was one or more things that kept them from purchasing, and these are called objections. So what I've done here is I've given you a list of just some of the basics, but some of the key main objections and what you can follow up with to overcome those objections. So, for example, the first objection, and first of all, this is all over the opportunity marketplace because people are so skeptical, especially if they've been around for a while. The first one is, I don't believe you, right? So they'll see your presentation and they'll say, that sounds great, but I don't believe you, right? I don't believe it's this easy, or I don't believe this can actually work for me, or I don't believe this can work for anybody. So people will have mentally this concept in their head of, I don't believe you. So how do we overcome that objection of I don't believe you or of skepticism? What you want to do is you want to provide them with success stories and testimonials. So in your follow-up, and this can be either in an autoresponder or in your regular broadcast, email broadcast to your leads, is you want to provide success stories. You want to provide testimonials. You want to provide proof of real people getting really phenomenal results after joining your opportunity. And I would recommend sending those out on a regular basis, not just once, but if you can send out, one success story or two success stories every single week over a period of time, that success is going to stack on itself and people are going to say, look, if all these people are making all this money, maybe it's time for me to get involved as well. So that's a way to overcome skepticism. Another objection people have is, I don't have enough time. Yeah, this all looks great, but how much time is it going to take me? So you want to make sure that you follow up with your leads and show them it takes a minimal amount of time. Because if you're building your business in the right way and you're using leverage, you're using systems and advertising and postcards and all these other type of things that do the heavy lifting for you, building your business should take a minimal amount of time, especially compared to a full-time 40-hour-a-week or more job. So you want to show somebody how they can fit this brand new income stream into their lifestyle in a minimal amount of time. So a follow-up, at least one follow-up a week should be, how do I fit this into my life? How can I do this in just minutes a day? How can I make a decent amount of money without having to invest a ton of time that I don't already have? And if you do that, you can overcome that objection of not having enough time. Another objection that you can get quite a bit is not enough money. And I don't have enough money to do this. Yeah, it might only cost, $100 to get involved, but then what does the advertising cost? What does the marketing cost? What does all this cost? I'm not sure that I can make that much money back. How do you overcome the not enough money objection? Well, you show a quick return on investment. Hopefully your company has a lucrative comp plan so that it takes a small number of people to make their money back. And if not, you need to figure out, how can you present your compensation plan and how they make money in a way that they see that it makes sense to get involved with you and to build this business over time, so they are going to see a return on investment. Because really, if you think about it, that's the main reason why people get involved in opportunities. They want a return on investment, right? They want to put $1 in and get 2 back, or $1 in and get 10 back. So you need to show that to them. And if the opportunity presentation doesn't do it, or if it doesn't do it kind of in the right way, you need to do it in a different way, and then another way, and another way, right? So that's a way that you overcome that. Another objection, and the last one that I'll go over, is too many other options. In the opportunity market, network marketing, top tier, you and I both know there's a ton of different opportunities people can get involved in. And I tell people that, look, I know you've got other things to look at. I know you've probably got your inbox full of different opportunities coming at you. But then I say, look, I understand it. Let me compare ours to everybody else's. And then that's what you do. You say, look, this is why I believe ours is the best. This is why I joined this company. And then you just go through the list of all the reasons why you joined that particular company. Pull out the best of the best stuff and just show them, look, this is why I personally believe we're the best. And you really want to just continuously contact your leads over and over and over again. And don't worry about bothering people, because the way you want to look at it is this. You're really trying to serve these people. If you're in an opportunity you truly believe in, that you think really can help people, then it is your duty to follow up with your prospects until they either join with you or they unsubscribe to your list, right? And so if somebody stays on your list for 6 months and they never join, that doesn't mean that you're bothering them. That simply means that you just haven't hit one of their objections or motivated them enough yet to join. But if they haven't subscribed yet, obviously they're still interested in hearing from you. So just make sure that you constantly follow up with your leads. And as you do, all I would recommend that you do is be friendly, be confident, and be authoritative. Don't beg, don't be desperate. Just be friendly. Say, hey, I just wanted to reach out to you. Hey, I just wanted to contact you. I'm excited about this opportunity. Here's why. Or here's the success story. Or here's something that you might have not known about our compensation plan. Or here's a new product we just launched. Just constantly follow up, be friendly, confident, and authoritative. And here's why. People will ultimately join because they like and trust their sponsor. So this follow-up process is really about getting them to know, like, and trust you. Because these people are going to see dozens and dozens of companies. They're going to see all sorts of compensation plans, all sorts of products, all sorts of offers. But really what you want to do is show them that you're a real person and that they can trust you and that you're trying to help them and you're trying to support them. And ultimately, when you're the only one following up with them in a friendly, confident, authoritative way consistently, and everybody else has fallen by the wayside, they're not hearing from them anymore, guess what they're going to do? They're going to want to join with that person who's been consistently in contact with them over time. And that's how you take a lead from a postcard and turn them into somebody on your team. And guess what happens? Then that person can then also do the same thing. They can buy postcards, 500, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 postcards. They can generate their own red hot leads into the system. Then they can start following up with those people, and that creates some massive viral duplication. And then finally, let's talk about some of the tricks of the trades with postcard marketing. Personalized postcards, for example, like the one I showed you that was personalized with my name, increase conversions. Now, obviously, you have to work with the direct mail house to figure that out, because when you're sending over, they take the list and then they actually have to merge the first name from the list, or sometimes first and last name from the list, onto the postcard. So you have to space it out, and there's all sorts of different requirements for that. But it can be done. It is a little bit more of a cost, but it does increase conversions because people love to see their own names. Above any other copy you can put on a postcard, I, you, money, riches, millions, all that type of stuff, there's no hotter word you can put on a postcard than somebody's own name, especially if you use it in multiple places, in a headline, footer, other places. It really can get a lot of attention. You also want to make sure you use bright colors. They get attention. These are bright reds, bright yellows, bright blues. You can also use those colors against a background of black, like I showed you on one of the examples. Another thing you can do that works quite well is offer a small postcard mailing as a bonus for sign up. So if you make a lot of money, you personally make a lot of money when somebody signs up. In some cases, if you're in like one of these top tier deals where you're making just a lot of money when somebody signs up, you can actually take a portion of that money and you can say, look, we'll do your first postcard mailing free of charge. And that can be a great bonus to get somebody signed up because they automatically see, hey, when I sign up, I'm already going to have some advertising done for me that's going to generate some leads and hopefully some sales. So that can be a great bonus to offer to new people. But make sure that it fits into your budget. You don't want to go into the hole offering that as a bonus. You want to take some of your profits and use that as a bonus. Another thing to do is use postcard mailing system as a benefit in your copy. You know, when you're telling people why they should join with you in your particular opportunity, tell them you've got a postcard mailing system. Remember I told you before that postcard marketing is unique in network marketing and top tier opportunities? It's because most people don't really know how to do it or they haven't tried it. So when you say, hey, we've got a postcard mailing system, and especially if you found a company that does all the printing and mailing for your individual team members, make sure you say done for you postcard mailing system in all your marketing materials, your web pages, your emails, everywhere, and that will attract people that are attracted to done for you marketing systems. Another thing to do is, even though you've got a postcard marketing system, make sure that you email your team regularly, and I would recommend at least once a month to stay in the mail. Say, look, don't forget to mail postcards this month. Don't forget to come in and purchase 500 to 1,000 postcards this month so you make sure that this month you're getting fresh, brand new leads into your system. So just constantly keep on top of your team. Let them know and remind them that there's postcards available to get in the mail that will generate leads for them. And because you're making it easy for them by having the done for you print and mail postcards, that's going to get people to take advantage of it and get regular leads and really grow your team. And it's really going to create that viral duplication. Now, obviously over time, postcard designs go stale. People on these lists have seen the same postcard over and over again, so just be open to changing postcard designs regularly as they go stale. So every 2 or 3 months, you probably want to go back to your website design or your postcard designer and say, hey, I need a brand new postcard design. You know, write a new headline, write new copy, new call to action, boom, brand new postcard. Some people I know even give their people multiple postcard designs. So right out of the gate, they might have 2 or 3 different postcard designs to choose from. That way, not everybody is using the exact same postcard all the time. It's a little bit more of an advanced method, but something you can definitely do. And then also test new list sources regularly to find hot lists. So there's, like I showed you before, there's a ton of list companies and a ton of lists. I mean, some of these direct mail companies, Macromark I've used for many years, they have dozens and dozens and dozens of companies that put their lists up for rent. And so it's not just, you don't just go to them and say, hey, I want an opportunity buyer list. You go, hey, I want, ABC company's opportunity buyer list. And they might have 50,000 names put up for the last 90 days. Well, you want to test a few of those to see if that list is good. If the list is good, you can mail to that entire list. And every time they put up new names, you're going to want to mail to that list. And then you do the same for the next list and the next list and the next list. Don't assume because somebody's putting up an opportunity buyer list, the list is automatically good. Every time you see a brand new list come up, regardless of who recommends it to you, you want to do a small test first, and then if it works, if you're getting leads and sales, then you can scale up from there. But you always want to test first regardless of who recommends the list for you. And then make sure you're always looking for new lists. Look for new sources all the time. Even if you have a really great source for lists, just constantly be looking for and testing new list sources because you never know where you're going to find a brand new hot list that really takes off and creates a ton of new leads and a ton of new signups for you. So that's it for direct mail recruiting secrets, how to use the mail as a secret recruiting weapon for any opportunity. It really is simple. And what I recommend that you do is do your first postcard and do it ugly. Do it, make sure it looks horrible. One of the challenges is trying to do this perfectly. People say, oh, it's got to be perfect. I need to make it look a certain way. Look, when I started, my postcards looked ugly. They looked horrible. I think I did the design on them myself. My headlines were kind of wonky. It didn't look great. But what I did is I put it out there and I learned from the first one, and the next one looked better, and the next one looked better, and each successive one looked better and better and better and got more and more response. So what I would recommend that you do is don't get stuck in perfectionism and trying to do it perfectly. Get your first one done quickly. Set a deadline, do it in the next 7 to 14 days. Get the postcard designed, find a list, get it out in the mail, get some response coming back in, see what works, see what doesn't, and then tweak from there. And as you start doing it, and as your team starts using your postcards as well, you can really start to build up a massive team in any opportunity. This is a technique that I've used in multiple different opportunities over the years, and it's one that's set me apart from the rest and really helped me create massive duplication and success in any opportunity. So that's it for the direct mail recruiting secrets training. I hope you got a lot of value out of it. Thank you much. Bye-bye.